So there's a few other trace elements now that have been found to be beneficial through International Plant Nutrition Institute. So the most recent of which I believe is iodine. And I know cobalt and molybdenum were found to be beneficial a number of years ago, and as well as nickel. I'm not sure if selenium has made it yet, but selenium is another one of those ones that's, we see it coming in strange sources. Oftentimes you guys have, a lot of animal manure or animal composting operations or, certain, plant-based plant amendments from natural sources, from plant extracts and things like that can have some selenium as well. There are some regular mineral-based selenium sources, but they're not applicable to organic systems, generally speaking. And then nickel also is another one, which is on our list of deluxe analytes. And nickel has some significant benefits to nitrogen assimilation in certain crops. Okay, essential oils. So like I mentioned a little bit ago, we did a really recent blog post on thyme oil. And that's, one of the mainstays in a lot of our crop production systems over the years is using thyme oil products to deal with bacterial diseases and early stage mice, as well as mites and small pests in certain situations. Cinnamon, there's a lot of research and some really great products that are based on cinnamon as well. We've seen that be effective in certain fungal situations. Clove oil is a common product that's being used for herbicide formulations currently. And rosemary has been used for small pest control. Citrus has been used in a number of different applications. And the list really just goes on, but there's a lot of flowers, et cetera, et cetera. Here's a few of the, what we would call sort of biostimulant, or it's really not a technical term, more a plant amendment or soil amendment or biological, something that stimulates biology. So all of these would fall into those categories. So more recently, chitin has been listed as a 25B pesticide. So that's a really exciting development for those of you that are familiar with chitin. Seaweed or kelp and organic acids, oftentimes mixed together, can really present a really nice opportunity for some of the stress response that growers are after. Botanical extracts, micronized minerals, ultra trace elements. What does this all lead towards is these synergistic tank bearings application sequences like I've been alluding to and have been experimenting with and implementing for the last, 7 to 10 years in my practice myself. So, if you can use different types of carbon with potentially fish or with other forms of nitrogen, oftentimes you can use biostimulants with microbial, biocontrol. So either biofungicides or bioinsecticides with biostimulants, you can have some significant additional benefit. There's ice nucleating microbes, and we have an upcoming blog post on frost control. I think should be frost alleviation. Should be pretty exciting here in the next couple of days. But ultimately, with each one of these, you're seeing a carbon practically. And so I can't speak highly enough about, how carbon was just really forgotten in the NPK revolution. And it's really time that we start to understand how we work with carbon and how we can introduce that back into our system. Okay, so, here's a couple other little application sequences and tips. So if you're doing, cover crops and then adding bulk minerals and then following that up with microbes and a fall soil inoculant like a Pacific Grow or, something with a micro pack, that's a really nice way to take all the work that you've done throughout the season and turn it into fungal digested nutrients for the subsequent season. Apply bulk nitrogen with a nitrogen fixing microbe. If you really want to get the most out of both of those inputs, really great tank pairing. There's some other ones on here, silica and magnesium as shoot extension in certain crops is another one that we. So that's really the main thing that I wanted to kind of express is that there's new ways of thinking about crop inputs. There's new analytical tools to identify when those inputs should be used. And there's opportunities for you to save money, invest in your farm, improve your crop health, decrease your pesticidal usage, so on and so on and so on, while you're doing all of the above, right? So you're making more money, you're improving crops, and you're, reducing your reliance on pesticides. So with that, I would say thank you.